I'll get our video back on.
Right on time.
Okay, we're good.
Hello. Hello, what's up? Nothing, I can't talk about this now at the meeting. It's okay, it's done. All right, I'll find out. Housing, that's a lady question. All right. Commissioner Bouchon, you want to do the invocation?
Sure.
Should
I call to order?
I'm going to call her. She's in the back. I wanted to get her. So can I start now? Yeah, sure, sir. Just set the time. Yeah. Okay, we're going to call this meeting of the Sarasota Housing Authority together at 4:35. I got a roll call first. Commissioner Bouchon, why don't you do the invocation first?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for this opportunity, Lord God, and we thank you for this day. Lord, as we go into this meeting, Lord God, give us the mindset, oh God, to do those things that are right for those that we serve. We thank you now. We thank you for your blessings. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll do a quick roll call. Commissioner Dale is on Zoom. I'm present. John Colon, Jack Meredith, Commissioner Meredith is present. Commissioner Mason is on Zoom.
I'm here.
I knew you would be. Commissioner Roman is here. And Commissioner DeMara is here. Commissioner Jen Ahern Koch is present as well. Okay. Can I get acceptance of the minutes from the regular board meeting of January 28th?
For the motion to accept the meeting minutes for the January 28th meeting.
Second.
Okay. Motion made by Commissioner Meredith, seconded by Commissioner DeMara. Thanks, Andrea. Okay. I'd like a motion to accept the agenda of March 25th,
For the
2026.
motion to accept the regular board meeting of March 25th agenda.
Okay.
I mean, April.
It says March 26th. 25th.
April 8th.
Okay,
Because we changed it.
that's right. It's April 8th. Okay, we have a special presentation from SHA team members. 35th anniversary. Poor Arthur.
All right. So, Arthur, why don't you come on up? obviously this is a special one. So we already recognized Arthur at a team meeting the other day. So he was recognized and celebrated in front of our whole team. But we wanted to do it again for the board as well. Because this is not just any employment anniversary, it's his 35th employment anniversary.
I'm still alive.
So we got a plaque for Arthur, of course, and then we got a. Arthur has seen this, so. But we got a really cool tumbler. I'll show you guys.
Based on one of our favorite stories.
Yeah.
One of my favorite stories.
So this is what the tumbler looks like.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's got our logo on it with his name.
But does everyone here know why?
Oh boy.
No, tell it.
Yeah, not me, Dartha. Can you tell them?
So this is what the tumbler looks like. It's got a little image of Arthur.
And riding a 3-wheel bicycle.
Why?
But that's what we did in maintenance.
That's his story. When he started in maintenance here, he started out on a 3-wheel bike. Can you imagine?
That's how young he was. He got his license.
Before golf course was invented, probably.
All right, so there's that. And then we wanted to do something nice for Arthur because this is such a significant milestone in his career. So, and he also knows about this, but he was surprised at the time.
Yep.
We presented Arthur and his wife a gift certificate for Royal Caribbean Cruises.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Arthur, thank you again.
You're welcome.
Awesome. And Arthur, how many executive directors have you worked for now?
I finally counted down. 8.
8 executive directors. So
They're lost.
yeah. So thank you, Arthur.
Just ran them off.
Yeah, thanks for your service, Arthur.
By the way, that means he worked for 7 in about 14 years. To give you some perspective. He worked for 7 in about 14 years.
Got some feedback on it.
That was intentional.
All right.
Okay.
And then we have team members.
Team member of the quarter.
Quarter.
Could you hang on a minute?
Sure.
Can you hear us now?
Yes.
It just keeps turning on.
You want me to read this? 4 years ago, SHA created a mod team to go into vacancies at Bertha Mitchell and complete a much more thorough unit turn above and beyond the standard turn. In other words, we did more than just paint them. Kitchen cabinet, countertop refinishing, bathroom modernization, including new wall, floor, tile, cabinet, refinishing, and fixtures. The mod team also installs new flooring throughout, replacing the interior door slabs and hardware, and new interior light fixtures and appliances are installed as well. Stephen was the original SHA team member working on these projects. About 3 years ago, Marty was brought on through a temp agency, and in February 2025 was hired full-time as an SHA team member. This team's dedication, loyalty, and attention to detail have made great-looking upgrades to the units we offer our residents. Last summer, instead of fully retiring, Stephen decided to continue working part-time with us 2 to 3 days a week. Marty and Stephen both have excellent attendance records and are always looking at the little details to improve the quality of the residents' experience. Which we appreciate.
So Stephen Schaefer and Marty Martinez, please come up.
Attaboy, Steve and Marty.
Wanted to get a picture with Arthur and you guys be
I was busy doing technical things and I missed it.
Yeah, he ran out. Good. He's ready to
Arthur
go.
ran
He's
out of
ready to
here
go.
like we
Ran.
were like we
He's
were
going
gonna
to
take
cruise
us
boat.
back, right? He's
Do you
heading
guys
to the
want to come up
cruise.
here with this?
So I just want to say that, the work they do in these units is really incredible. I wish I had before and after videos to show you guys, but just so y'all know, the interior walls of the Bertha Mitchell complex, which was built in 1960, have always just been painted cinder block. And one of the many upgrades that they're making to our units is putting up fairing strips, insulation, and brand new drywall, and it looks amazing. In addition to the flooring and the backsplash and the appliances and everything else they're doing in the units, it's like night and day. I mean, words can't describe what a difference it makes. But you guys have done amazing work, so thank you very much.
It's funny. In fact, one of the residents said we're making them look like real apartments.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
didn't get.
Which makes it all better.
Can you guys step over here? I didn't get a photo.
Ken did.
Did you?
Go back. We're good?
Yeah, come in here. I know. Went way too fast.
I'll try to slack it.
Hold your certificate up.
I want you to make
It's
it.
upside down, Steve. Yours is up, Steve. Yours is upside down. Not that it'll show up in the picture, but
He's upside down.
Great. Thank you.
One of the reasons that's very important is this is Florida. Construction generally doesn't last this long. And something built in 1960 is generally ready for the bulldozer. So these guys are doing the job that we want our residents to have. Okay, we have a partnership with Ringling Museum.
Back once again is Michelle Steers, our Director of Resident Services, to introduce another amazing partner of ours.
Commissioner Mason had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not.
Oh, okay, sorry.
so today I'd like to introduce to you Caitlin Shanley, who is the community
Relations Coordinator.
for Ringling Museum. So correct me if I'm wrong, but when I started, I think spring of 2018, in the after-school program, we had no partner enrichment programming, and it was summer where we had partner programming coming in, and Ringling was teaching art to the kids in the summer. I think then they were the first partner to start offering programming through the school year with weekly. So they're pretty much every week of the year, with a couple breaks in between school and summer starting, on property providing art classes to the kids. They've also done lifelong arts classes for seniors. We did that at Amaryllis here in McCowan, where not only did they get multiple weeks, practically 2 months of art classes, but then they had a gallery and a celebration sort of buffet at Ringling Museum there in the Education Center, which is amazing. So they're just, then when we do Remake Learning Day events, I don't know if any of you have heard of or seen photos of Nomad Art Bus. It's a full-size city bus. It comes from St. Pete. The kids get to paint it from top to bottom, the wheels. That is sponsored by the Ringling Museum every year. They bring them to our Remake Learning Day event. I think that's over $1,000. So they're just generous, consistent, long-term, amazing partners. Bianca, who was here did she come with me about the community fridge? So she is the artist who painted the community refrigerator. She's also now painting a mural in the gym here in McCowan Towers. She is a teaching artist with Ringling Museum. So she was at the Learning Center yesterday doing an art class with the kids. The art classes aren't just art classes, they're always based on a current exhibit at the Ringling Museum. So she'll bring laminated photographs, they talk about the artist, they talk about the exhibit, and then the kids get to replicate the art. So I'll let Caitlin tell you more, but they're awesome, awesome partners, and we're really grateful.
Thank you so much, Michelle. And thank you so much for inviting me here to talk a little bit about the programming that we do at the museum.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about the programming we offer the community for free, and then I'm going to talk about the specific programs that we partner with at the Sarasota Housing Authority. So we do offer free admission to families that come to the museum through our yearly programs all year round. So every single one of our programs are completely free and include museum admission for the entire family for the entire day. So families that are interested in coming to the museum can come through our programs and visit the museum for free and really spend the day there. We also have our lifelong arts program at the museum, which is for 55 plus adults. These are free workshops for the community, and we also do outreach with them. Also, they were at the Sarasota Housing Authority with Giovanna, who's my counterpart, who does our arts and health programming. So that's a great program we offer at the museum for free and also at locations in the community for free. We also have Ringling Reflections, which is for people with dementia and their caregivers that we also offer for free at the museum. And this is also available for nonprofit organizations and community partners to bring our education staff out and do that program with them in the community as well. So my name is Caitlin Shanley, and I'm the outreach coordinator at the museum. So my job is to come out to the community and to bring the magic of the museum out to families and individuals out to the community. And it was really through the Sarasota Housing Authority partnership. Like Michelle says, we first started coming in the summer, and then we decided, and this was new for the museum as well, to start coming during the school year. And really, the program now is called the Ringling Inspires program. And that was really created in partnership with the Sarasota Housing Authority to provide an after-school program for kids in the community. You know, often after-school programs, they're not there for very long. You know, they're there until their parents can come pick them up or it's time for them to go home. So we needed to create a program that was 45 minutes just about, but that they could learn something that didn't have to be, they didn't have to have come before. It would just be a standalone art program. So that's how the creation of the program was. And then through working with all the different organizations that were interested in that program, we were then able to hire on 2 part-time teaching artists. So these are jobs for artists in the community at the Ringling Museum. And Bianca Clyburn was our first inaugural teaching artist, and she's been with us through the very beginning of that program. So, and like Michelle says, she comes out every single Tuesday. She brings an art project for the kids. It's always based on something at the art museum, and we do try to highlight new exhibitions, special exhibitions, but the museum has a circus museum, it's got grounds and gardens, it's got exhibitions all the time. So we always have a wealth of cultural objects and different experiences that Bianca brings, and the art projects are always really different. We try to do different materials. So one week maybe clay, and then the next week maybe collage, and then she started doing photography with the kids. And it's really been a very successful partnership, and now we've been working with Michelle and Sarasota Housing Authority for many years. And I do have a little bit about the Lifelong Arts program as well, which is the Lifelong Arts that I showed here, which is for older adults to learn an art form together while they build community. So the program Unleash the Artist Within was the first lifelong arts program that was at the Housing Authority Amaryllis Park Place in McCowan Towers, January to March 2024. And that was 12 artists joined in that workshop by a local teaching artist, and that is sponsored by the E. Michelson Philanthropy. And we still do that program, and we're still looking to partner with local organizations in the Sarasota Housing Authority in the future. So I may have spoken a little bit more than my 5 minutes there, but now I'm open for questions if anybody has any questions about the Ringling or our partnership.
First of all, thank you very much for your long and enduring and really significant partnership with our kids.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a wonderful program.
Thank you. I'm a big believer in art, so
Oh, great.
if you came to my house, you'd know. It's my wife's fault. But,
We'll come on down to the museum.
yeah, we do go to the museum. I have 2 passes sitting in my house right now that I have to utilize. You have an exhibit there until April the 16th or something. It's very important.
There's a number of exhibitions that the curators would say are very important. We just had Nostro Viven just came down late March, and then we have one of Ancestral Edge, which is open until I think late April, which is Native American artists.
That's the
local
one.
Native American
Native
artists
American
as well.
artists.
So And I think Bianca just brought a project based on that exhibition just a couple weeks ago. So
My wife is beating me up to see that. So I will
definitely
be there.
worth going to see.
Thank you so much. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Okay, and
Community.
there was a request for Michelle to give a quick update on what's happening with the Newtown Community Fridge Project and to talk about what happened at the county fair with some of our youth.
So with the community fridge, the update is it's going awesome, better than I could have hoped. In that there is once in a while you look, it's just anonymous and it's organic. The food is being received and the food is coming in, and I don't even know oftentimes where the food is coming from. I do know Streets of Paradise is dropping off. Moat Aquarium has an agricultural education program for people who want to explore farming as a business. So I'm sure summer that will die down, but they have a lot of excess produce. So they're dropping off fresh, locally grown, organic produce. So we are getting a lot of fresh produce, a lot of bread, a lot of non-perishables. We have 3 days a week we pick up from Wawa, and then as needed I can go over to Harvest House and pick up from their pantry as well, non-perishable stuff. So it's going very well. Carolyn Mason. Yes. She wanted to know.
Yeah, with Harvest House.
Yes, oh actually, yes. And thank you, Commissioner Mason, for making that connection for us with Harvest House. So that was the beginning. That was at the point, and you kind of saved me mentally, emotionally, because I was feeling like, okay, we have this beautiful refrigerator that Bianca painted, and it's probably going to be empty, and it's going to be up to me to find food. And then you made that connection for us, and it's been awesome. So thank you. So, and then on to 4-H. 4-H over spring break was the plant sale. I brought Tatiana and Ariana Stevenson, along with other teams. They're in 4-H. They participated in the plant sale. I think this was their first time. And so Ariana, who is here in blue, I only know because I have to look at the color of their glasses. She made over $500. We put $525 on her plans. Tatiana made $300. Each of the teams made, we think, we lost track. In fact, if I had the video in time, I forget which one of you, they were really into the auctioneering because they were standing up at the auctioneer's table, and it's a real auctioneer with his hands going, and they were modeling the whole thing the whole time. They were really into the auctioneering action. So I don't know if you want to ask them any questions, but I think it went really well this year. We have ideas about how it's going to be even bigger and better next year.
How many youth participated in the plant auction?
6, right? 2 of them had done Bending the Arc, had arrived the night before back from Alabama. They spent a week in Alabama visiting Civil Rights Historic Sites, so they had just come in the night before. They got there just in time. So it was 4 male teams and 2 girls.
Awesome.
So they have to have a certain number of plants to participate. So they might start out with plant exhibits, but by the time the plant sale comes, if they don't have at least 6 living plants, they're not able to participate.
So what school do y'all go to? What grade are you in?
We go to Riverview High School. We're sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay.
Both of you are sophomores?
Yes.
Are you twins?
Yes.
What do I know?
And do you plan on doing this again at the fair next year?
Oh yeah, of
All
course.
right. Okay, cool.
Did you have fun? Is there anything in particular you learned?
Well, I learned that if you pull a plant from its roots, it will grow back. So it'll be fine, and you have to water the plants from the roots and not the leaves, because that's how they get their nutrients. And I've also learned that you have to fertilize your plants a lot. I haven't been doing that. But next year I will do that more so that I can improve my plan a little bit, and it will look better for next year. Hopefully, I will get, hopefully I will get better stuff, better ratings, better notes,
More money.
more money.
What did you grow?
I grew like a pine plant, pepperonia.
Yeah, she's trying to think of the genus names because that's what they have to write on their cards. I don't actually remember what you have. You have dish gardens. So one improvement we hope to make, Sarah Davis, who's been here, she's the 4-H agent for the whole county. So she is leading our club, co-leading it. We're very busy. We're doing our best to cram it in. We are literally pulling plants out of the ground and putting them in pots. We will do so much more and better.
I was wondering what happened in my side yard.
If we can find the time to write letters to plant nurseries, get donations, because most of the teams are starting with plants they purchase somewhere that are in a little better shape than the plants we start out with, but they did awesome. And I just wanted to mention the request for fishing. It came from these two. They are avid fisherwomen.
Oh.
All right.
Yes.
Very cool.
We're going to hook you up.
I think a skill that I learned from 4-H was responsibility and time management, because without me dedicated to go and water my plants, I think I wouldn't have earned the 500. So I think the responsibility the skill that I've managed was responsibility.
I'm just curious, but going through that process, like, do you see yourself, even as you grow into an adult and you have your own place and stuff, like, does it make you want to have plants, like, in your home now, like, going forward?
I would like to decorate my yard with, like, varieties of plants.
Yeah.
I would like to have, like, different type of plants, maybe some fruits that I like to grow at home and eat. And I also learned that some plants can also help you if you're sick. What was it called again? When you rub on it and like smell it. Oh, aloe, yeah, that one.
Lavender?
Too. Lavender?
The one in the garden?
Yeah.
Lavender.
That one, like, you use it if you have a cold, you just smell it.
No, that would be something else.
Oh, no?
Yeah.
Start with V. Eucalyptus.
There are a number of
No,
herbs
it
that
was
are
like
good for
camphor.
you. My wife grows a lot of herbs, and she's got tons of aloe. If you really want an aloe plant, let me know. Let William know, and I'll bring something down for you.
And you have the flyer, since I'm still here, I'm just going to put out the flyer. Next week, Wednesday, for the Giving Challenge, we have a pop-up event at the Leonard Reed House. We're partnering with 6-7 other Newtown nonprofits. So this is a 2-hour event where we're hoping it brings attention to the work we do with the Youth Thrive program, including our Shop with a Cop event, and we're hoping that it helps us raise money. So please help us spread the word.
Great. Thank you very much.
I'll put it out on
the other
Facebook.
handout as well, to the event on the 13th. The online event?
Oh, yes, okay. Got it.
All right. Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks to both of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations,
And congratulations.
on how you did. Thank you so much.
Okay, it's time for the fun part, HR. SHA Employee Engagement Survey results. We have an HR consultant here.
Jennifer.
Hi everyone, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm Jen Martinez, and I've presented previously with my other team member Randy a few months ago on benefits, so I'm very happy to be here to present the engagement survey results from late 2025. And so I'll just give you a little bit of background on the mechanics of the survey and why we've done it, and I can tell you, working with William and the leadership team in the over the last few years, employee engagement has been really top of mind and something we talk about in all of the HR initiatives that we're implementing. And so, for your background, we actually we started doing the engagement survey back in 2023. So I'm able to actually give you a comparison to where we were in 2023 and how our results are in late 2025. And most importantly, what are we doing with this data? Because it's not just an exercise to get our employees' feedback. We want to really emphasize to the team members that we're listening to them and that we are taking appropriate actions based on their feedback. And so we see this as a great opportunity to look at our strengths and opportunities as an agency. And when we've implemented it both times, it's been a confidentially and certainly a safe way, anonymously, that they could give us their feedback. And what we know, and based on if you I'm sure you've had experience with engagement surveys with companies you work with, it ties directly to retention, productivity, and certainly service quality, which we know is important with our residents. And I will talk a little bit about the action plans that we've identified. And so before I get into the survey data, just from a national basis, employee engagement is pretty low. On a national basis, as reported by Gallup, it's about 32% in terms of employees that are highly engaged. And then when you look at local public sector data, it is higher, so that's the good news, of about 47%. And what you're going to see today in the results at SHA is we're doing better than the national benchmarks. And so I think it's something that you all should be very proud of. And so just to give you a quick background, we had 21 different categories, what we call dimensions, and each of our team members had about 3 to 5 questions for each of the categories. We had a 1 to 5 point rating scale, so keep that in mind. Really, we were focusing on getting scores 3.5 or better, because that's really, 3.5 is really positive engagement. Anything below 3.5 is neutral or not good engagement, so just keep that in mind. And then we also gave our team members the ability to answer some questions open-ended, because we wanted to get some feedback that we could identify some of the core themes. And so the good news, as you see here, is when we did this survey back in 2023, we only had 89% is a great result, and it's certainly statistically very validating to get 89%, but we really encouraged 100% participation, and knowing that the survey was anonymous through my third-party provider, we did get 100%. And looking at the average scores of all of those categories, in 2023 we're at 3.75, and so to get to increase to 4.05 was really great. And the good news is 78% of the 41 employees believe it's a great place to work, and 100% of the people at the time that filled out the survey said they're planning to stay at SHA. So in today's world of employee engagement, these are really good data points. And so, as I mentioned, those different dimensions or categories, and with our focus of wanting to have scores 3.5 or better, you can see the top scores were clearly in our benefits. And we talked about our benefits a couple of months ago, and so that's something from an HR perspective we're continuously when we're recruiting and certain employee meetings promoting our benefits. And so it isn't in all categories, and this is really what we were most proud of, is in every category we've increased over, and that's what you want. Anytime our baseline was in 2023, and so now in 2025, the service that they're getting from accounting, feedback from management, employee relations, these ended up being the top. But again, really positive scores throughout all of these in terms of our customer service, this was an increase. So I think that attributes to the commitment to the employee training that I'll talk about in a few minutes. Now, the areas that we scored lower and even below that 3.5 down here is pay. And I think in any industry, I work with several clients across the private sector and the public sector, and pay is just one of those challenging areas, especially with the cost of living and the increase in benefit costs. But even still, William asked my company to implement a total rewards and compensation study, and we did that. And we're actually reviewing the results now and taking that into account as we're starting the merit review process. Areas around career development. So again, overall, really good results. I'll just break it down very briefly for you in terms of the top 5 items. Again, the way they view the accounting department, the responsive times with IT, the area around learning, continuously learning, and I think this is attributed to the consistent recommendations for employees to go to training, making that available, investing in on-the-job training, as well as Housing Authority HUD-specific training. So I think that's really attributed to be such over 90% of the employees feeling good in this area. Now the bottom areas, again, even though these are the bottom areas, I will point out that they're all still above 3% or greater. And again, the areas that we are paying attention to, obviously, is the feedback on the pay and how well they view their being paid relative to the performance. So, with the salary review process, and because we just did a market study, we're able to make some of those adjustments. And this feedback that we're receiving in terms of around career development and being promoted, it's an opportunity as a leadership team for us to step back and say, how are we making job opportunities available? One thing I will tell you that's helped in the area of maintenance and then in the case managers is we actually implemented different levels of maintenance and case managers, so that even though there may not be any leadership promotions because we're a smaller agency, we've created some levels that they can grow as they gain experience, that their compensation changes. And I think that has made a difference, and we want to continue to find ways to communicate opportunities for our team members. So in summary, these are the areas that we want to focus on, and then obviously continue to continue to focus on the areas that we're doing well in terms of the improvements. I'm not going to read word for word here, but some of the qualitative feedback, I've selected some that were both combined positive and constructive. But it was great to these were themes that we heard multiple times over and over, but we pulled some actual. But overall, I would say there's just a very positive sentiment. Not that we're perfect and not that we don't have disgruntled employees here and there, but we're certainly working towards being, continuing to promote an open door policy, continuing to demonstrate that leadership is available and human resources supporting leadership is available to address any issues that arise. In terms of next steps, we actually identified I had the leadership team make some recommendations of a few team members that worked with me to view the data and to make recommendations on what do we do with this data, what are the areas that we want to prioritize. And so as I mentioned, we've already completed our compensation study and we're implementing some of those action items. And the team felt we just presented this to William recently, but these are some of the other recommendations that our action planning committee came up with. Is they really felt that in the spirit of investing in employees, they want to see MS Office, computer training, and there's a lot of interest with learning the various artificial intelligence tools out there. We know that it's a very hot topic, and how we're using AI tools the smart way, obviously, and in a safe manner. And so that's an area that we're researching, and I know William has some ideas around this. We've already scheduled some refresher training for customer service, because that's obviously a big part of the way we want to deliver service to our residents. The committee felt very strongly, not only, as I mentioned earlier, about getting promoted based on different levels, they want to see cross-training in different areas, especially since we're in different offices, and a lot of times we don't know what other departments are working or where our roles start and stop. So we thought in the area of HCB, property management and maintenance, that there was recommendations of having some shadowing and some cross-training. The other two things, did you have a question, Carolyn? Oh, sorry, you're on mute. She may be trying to get off mute here for a minute.
Mayor, I have a couple of comments, but I'll wait until you're done.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
Thanks.
Yes. So the last two recommendations that our committee made is sometimes residents will go to the board, or they'll go directly to Ken and William, and that's of course, like Ken and William, and the board is always available for residents, but they recommended that they'd like to see some written protocol, and where it's communicated internally into the residents of what is that kind of step-by-step process, so that there's a little bit more organization and a way for the management below Ken and William to address issues before it escalates, more of what we're calling an escalation protocol. And the last area that I'm really excited about is, and I think you all know as board members, that there are various events that SHA does, whether it's a Christmas event or something in the summer or something community engaged. And so we're going to look at having what we're calling a culture committee that comes up with ideas of different fun activities, ways that we can give back to the residents, and not in a way that we're looking to spend the agency's money, because there's a lot of things we can do that don't even cost anything, and it will ultimately result in a calendar of events that we can continue to drive that spirit, team spirit, and engagement. We want to keep up the great scores that we've been able to achieve. So that's a summary of the results, and I'll answer, Carolyn, if you have any questions. And you're,
okay.
Yeah,
I had two comments. I like the constructive comments that were included with the more positive comments. That's very encouraging to me, to make sure that we heard everybody. The other thing I wanted to say is that I'd like to see, I don't know about the other board members, but I would like to see in 6 months a short report to the board with regard to the action plan. Where are you in 6 months in that regard?
Absolutely, and that's really important. And we will absolutely make sure that we do provide an update.
Thank you.
William, anything you wanted to add to the summary?
Commissioner Meredith had a question.
Yeah, I just had a question. I was wondering, because some of the your presentation was great. I really appreciate that. I was wondering if it's possible if we could get a copy of it. Some of it was a little bit.
We'll send it out.
Okay.
Great.
Absolutely. Yep.
Because some
Yes.
of it I couldn't read. I particularly like the employee retention part because that's important.
Yeah, I mean, some of those.
That's
I'm glad to
a
see
major
that it's
thing.
really starting to improve. So.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll make sure that I get this latest copy to Andrea so you guys can have a copy of it.
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I know. Commissioner Koch, you have anything for us?
I do not.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
Did you expect me to have something? Did I have homework?
Commissioner, you always have something interesting. Since there's nobody here from the county commission, we can skip that part. I'd like to do the public presentations now. Anybody who's signed up? Let me see. Lonzine Adams?
Yeah, that'd be me, sir.
Then you come on down. The chair's right here. Anyone, you can take anyone you want.
One of these or one of
Yeah, one of these.
Yeah.
That way we can hear you in the recording.
My name is Lonzine Adams, and I stay in Amarillo Park Place. And I was told down here where I can get some answers and find out, and say what I have to say. And I've been there since 2023. And we got a new manager there. She been there quite a while, When I got there, there was another lady there. But this manager we got, it's hard for me to communicate to it and find out things and get things did. First of all, they don't keep the bathroom down on the first floor open. You understand? I got a 90-year-old man I take care of. I'm his caretaker. We live there together. He be using the bathroom himself, trying, we come in, he got to go to the bathroom. I got to go all the way on the second floor, all the way to the back to get it done. I had a complaint to her about it. She threatened me, I got a young girlfriend, she ain't 60-some years old, you understand? We had arguments, so she bothered from over there. So she told me she's going to put me out, so I don't have to come over there no more. I have to see her other place. I dealt with that. About a month ago, she threatened me, say she seen the girl come out there, and I said, well, if you can show me on camera, you see her coming out of the building, I'll move right now. Because I know it wasn't true. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I got some more issues to talk to her about. You understand? So when it comes to like the keys they give, they charge me $100 for the key. You understand? $100 for the key to open my door. If you lose your key, break it something, it costs $100. It's not in my lease. None of that. You understand? I try to, supplement my income going to flea market, selling clothes. I bought me a hot dog stand, try to get money with, and stuff. I bring that there. I park away on the far end. We got a big parking lot. There'll never be no cars down there. She told me I couldn't have that out there. I said, what? I said, why everything I do, what the problem? You know what I'm saying? And so I talked to Ms. Bouchard about it, and she bought me another lady. I showed her my lease and stuff. I'm just, I don't get no HUD, no nothing. I went to the house authority to try to get on that. And they told me, say, Amarillo Park Place have so many apartments that designated for you to get in, that you get a chance, to get the help. I went to her about that. She told me there wasn't no such thing. You understand? And whatnot. I pay $1,225 a month. I get $1,000, and the guy I take care get $1,100. You understand? If I don't do what I do on the side, I don't know where we'll be at. You understand? I go to this lady. I went to her today. My girlfriend dropped me off in my truck, and she left because she not lied, because I've been threatened to put her out if she go in there. So she left. She called me and said the lady following her. So I goes over to the office and asked her, what is the problem? Do you know her? Person beside, her coming up is a problem. Why, you saying things to me concerning this?
You got
We
anything
need
else,
to,
sir?
yeah, we want to get it. If it's something that can be settled, we need to talk about it.
Okay.
So,
All right, I'll have our CEO follow up with you.
yeah,
before
I need.
you
But she
come.
threatened to put me out, man. I pay my
I
rent.
understand.
I ain't never been late. None of that. I never had no dishonor with no people. Nobody there. I had no police to come. It just is that I'm 70 years old, finna be 70. He's 90. It just ain't necessary what I'm facing over there. A lot of things in that building is not up to par. That's supposed to be. My AC last night, y'all know it rained and cold and all that. My AC said it was 78 degrees in there. You know what I'm saying? So my air conditioner pop on. I'm saying, why my air conditioner come on? It's cold in there. We got long sleeves on. I'm saying, what's going on with this thing here? You know what I'm
All right,
saying?
sir.
There's a lot of issue over there. I need some help, man. I don't
Okay.
know where to go beside
We
it.
hear you, and you'll get a written response from the CEO.
And I don't want to get kicked out because I came down here.
That's it.
You understand?
All right.
And,
You're
Thanks
not
for
going to
bringing
get
it to our
kicked out.
attention.
if somebody
You're
need to do
not going to
something,
get kicked out over that.
Right.
Okay?
I do what I'm supposed to do.
Okay. All right, Mr. Adams.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
I appreciate it. You got something you want to say, man? He stayed here with me. He wanted to come. You all right? Oh, yeah. In the cable, they told us that we got to have a blue screen cable. You understand? The blue screen don't sell the card that they give, for the elder, give us the discount card and stuff. Blue screen company don't sell it. You understand? I get the health card for my insurance, where they give me money that I can pay my light bill and different stuff. They don't sell it. I go to her about that. She tells us we got to have blue screen or nothing. You understand? I mean, I never heard of blue screen.
We'll get to the bottom.
Yeah, somebody needs to do something. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
Come on, let's go on. Yeah.
Gentlemen, who did you say get in contact with? Mr. Russell?
Yeah.
Rick, could you give me a card or anything?
I don't have one on me, but
Phone number or something?
I'm going to follow up with Mr. Adams.
I'll give you one of my cards. How's that?
I do have a few things I'd like to ask you about, like the signal. We don't have to run them when I have time.
That's okay.
A lot of people scared to speak up in that building.
Thank you.
They've been getting put
Thank you,
out
and have a
for
good day.
reasons that shouldn't be.
Let's go.
A few people have been
My
put
name's
out
on the card.
for reasons shouldn't have been put out of there.
All right.
Thank you.
My name's Willie Works, by the way.
What, Works?
Willie Works.
Works.
Yes, sir.
That's a good name.
Just think about something you don't want to do.
Yeah. I said, it's a good name. I like
All
that.
right, appreciate y'all here.
All right, thank you.
No problem, sir.
God
Thank you,
bless
Mr.
both
Adams.
of you.
Yeah.
God bless you. God bless you.
Retired Commissioner Bouchard,
Yeah.
come on down.
All right. Yeah. Yes.
I think I'm getting older,
That's why I called you retired. You weren't listening.
We're all good.
Oh, good evening.
You get in.
I'm here because I want to talk about the rehabbing over there on Bertha Mitchell, and I understand that they putting plywood, and foam in there to make it what you call it? Insulation. Thank you. In those apartments and so forth. So do you have someone that's doing the punch out to make sure that these things are being done properly?
Yes.
Okay, and I'd like to know, I hear that you're rehabbing by putting a mirror in our exercise room at the towers over here, but how come we didn't have no part in it? I mean, we developed that room when you gave it to us, but yet you're making changes to it and you didn't even bother to involve us in it, because we don't have a clue what drawings or what paintings you even putting in there where, because we had mirrors all in there. We haven't even been allowed in there to see what is going on. And finally, I'm really concerned about the favoritism that's going on over here with staff, and this beautiful training that was just laid out. I hope these people are taking part of it, because they can be the absolute worst. You told me that Tina was not going to have any interaction with residents again, but she does. And that's neither here or there, because, I just hear your word. But some things need to change. And that's all I'm going to say, because, again, not arguing, I'm just stating the facts, and I hope that you would really, for real, look into them, because they can't be problematic. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. Anyway, there's nobody else. I only have 2 sheets here. Okay. That's it. All right. No county commission. That's most of my sheet. Okay, resolutions. I'm going to pull one, 2604. We have resolution 2602, 2603, which is the write-off. 2602 is the approval of the budget. 2605 is the approval of the SHA Guarantee LLC entity. And 2606 is the HCV admin plan amendment. I do have a question on 2605, the LLC guarantee. Okay, so I'm gonna, excuse me?
You're gonna pull C&D?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull 2605 and 2604. So we're approving 02, 5, 02, 3, and 6. Can I get a motion for that?
So moved.
So seconded.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We'll do the discussion after we vote on this. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Okay, I had a question on the approval of the auditor contract. And my question is, why would we be approving an auditor contract for 4 years in a row? Usually we change auditors every 2 or 3 years.
So the HUD procurement cycle is basically, you have to recompete it every 5 years.
Right, that's the maximum.
Right, but we're only entering into a 1-year contract with them. But because there's a potential for 5, I need to get the board's approval because of the value of it.
There's a potential for 4.
Well,
First year and then
4
4
extensions.
extensions.
4
it's
1-year
4
extensions.
extensions.
After the first 1-year contract.
But you have the right to.
But we've done this with every auditor.
Okay, so we have the right to.
We generally switch every 5 years. So.
But if we wanted to.
But if we don't like the way they're performing,
No, we can't go more than 5 years.
No, I'm just saying if we didn't like them after the first year.
Yeah,
we don't
right.
have to renew
I
it
understand
every
that.
year. Yeah.
We've used them before, correct?
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're bad. I
No.
know
When I saw the name,
I
was like,
just, you know,
they weren't last.
I
They
come
weren't
from
our
a
auditor
school,
last time.
we don't use the same auditor
before.
more than 3 years usually, but I know we go a little longer sometimes. Okay, that's my question. Anybody else have one?
No.
Okay. All those, you want to do the next one? You want to approve that one separately?
Separate. We have to do
Okay, so all those in favor of
We
approving?
need a motion in a second.
Make a motion.
Okay,
I
second.
move approval.
Okay.
Second.
Resolution 2604, moved by Commissioner Mason, seconded by Commissioner Dave. What's your last name again? No. Dave. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, passes unanimously. And that means I have to sign it. Okay. What was the one you wanted pulled, Jack? Was that, who wanted
I didn't
You
want
did.
anything.
26?
You pull it.
You pulled
I
05.
pulled both of them too.
Yeah, 5.
My screen went
The
blank. Great.
LLC.
Yeah, my screen went
Guarantee.
blank. Yeah, explain that for me, please.
Right.
The LLC guarantee,
And
is
I
that,
have-
is
I
that
have-
the building?
I have Alex Stone on with us. He's with Fox Rothschild, who handles our development work. But we're going to be all right. So an example of why when we're going to have to put up guarantees is Janie's Garden Phase 3, right? So we already own Janie's Garden Phase 1. The investor member exited a little over a year ago. We're negotiating an exit of the investor member on Janie's Garden Phase 2 because it turned 15 years old on December 31st. So they're preparing to exit.
No more tax credit.
So then we're going to own 1 and 2, and we've been talking with Michaels about having Michaels exit all 3 phases at the same time, which makes sense. And Raymond James, who's the investor on Phase 3, not only are they fine with Michaels exiting, but they were fine with it when we negotiated the partnership language. So we're preparing for that, but once Michaels exits Phase 3, Raymond James is still basically on the hook for compliance for another 5 years because it's only about 10 years into it. And so they're going to look for us to have capitalized an entity to put a guarantee up
Guarantees in place.
that is not restricted by HUD, where if the compliance goes sideways and then they get in trouble with the state and the IRS, we can back it up with a guarantee. Alec, what more do you want to add to that?
The only thing I would add is it's much better to have a separate entity providing the guarantee than it is for the housing authority to provide the guarantee from a liability perspective, right? Because the housing authority has all sorts of assets that you don't want to be subject to that guarantee. So rather than having the housing authority sign a guarantee, we prefer to form a separate entity that's capitalized that can sign that guarantee. It's the only thing I would add. You did a great job.
Okay.
And we're going to capitalize it with our funds.
Yeah. Development fees that are
Okay.
not restricted by HUD.
So those will be unrestricted funds that are not from HUD.
Right.
Or government. In other words, not government money.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Make a motion to approve?
Yeah. Why don't you make a motion?
I did.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Morgan, seconded by Commissioner Meredith. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We can't hear you, Ernestine.
Aye.
Okay. It's unanimously approved by the board. I do have one question. Since we voted, I'm going to ask this question. If you're negotiating with Michaels and them, what about the deferred maintenance on Janie's Garden? I understand there's some deferred maintenance that needs to be taken care of.
Yeah, I mean we're talking to, I'll just say like a HUD or agency loan originator, JLL, and because instead of re-syndicating Janie's 1 and 2, which means
Going through all
having
the
another
process.
tax credit partnership and stuff, we commissioned a physical needs or capital needs assessment on the property, and they're looking at the financials and stuff, but they believe that we could get, a HUD 223F, very competitive interest rate loan that will fund up to $50,000 per unit in rehab on phase 1 and 2, which will include, a lot of work in the landscaping, which looks terrible.
Yep.
And some work in the units as well.
Okay.
So that is, we're planning for that. We'll bring that back to the board.
Okay. That's why I'm bringing it up in public.
Yeah.
I want people to know that we're cognizant of the fact that there is deferred maintenance that needs to be done, and we need to have a plan to put it in place before we take the project over.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Okay. Then I guess we're done on that. Okay. Old business. None. We don't have any that I know of. Boy, you're not that old. Give us a minute. Let me see. We've got
new business.
We're looking for the new business. Discussion of new HUD flexibilities on work, requirements and time limits.
Right.
We got.
So I put together a PowerPoint for the board, so Andrew's going to pull that up.
You must be serious if you're putting your glasses on.
Well, I want to be able to read my PowerPoint.
Yeah.
It was. Oh, there we go. Let's see.
Well, I can start.
Go ahead.
So basically, HUD just proposed a rule, and it's in the comment period, so it's not a final rule. That.
Where'd you get that?
So for a long time, a lot of people thought there was like statutory prohibitions for housing authorities to implement work requirements or time limits. But what HUD discovered was that it's really a regulatory issue. It's not a statutory limit.
65.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So they did propose a rule, and it's completely discretionary for housing authorities to do, either work requirements or time limits, or both. There's been a lot of history behind this with, back in 1996, Congress enacted a provision that allowed for 30 agencies to be designated as moving to work agencies. Orlando Housing Authority was the one in Florida, Atlanta, and there are 30 around the country. I'll highlight a few of them in the presentation, but a number of those did implement time limits. A number of them did implement work requirements as well. So anyway, it's just something I want to present to the board and just start a discussion on it. I'm not proposing that the board votes on anything, but I wanted to make the board aware that this is a new discretion that we think is coming down the pike. The rule probably won't be final until the end of the summer anyway, so we can't do anything before then. But the rule allows housing authorities and the owners of project-based rental assistance, like the annex, to require non-elderly, non-disabled adults to work, seek employment, or participate in job training as a condition of receiving housing assistance. Authorities may also impose limits on how long households can receive continuous rental assistance, encouraging self-sufficiency and turnover to assist more families in need. Andrew, can you
everyone see this? Is everyone that's on Zoom able to see this?
Yes, I have it in the packet here.
Okay. So it's something I can go on.
You can scroll on.
Yeah.
Where do I scroll to?
Why isn't it letting me go to the next page?
Just click on that. Yeah, right there. One more. One more. Yeah, that one. If you can center that one. So basically, I'm not going to go through all of this, but, our economy is such that, 5,300 jobs were added in our MSA last year. So I feel like employers are actively hiring. I think we all have seen this. Our economy is struggling to find people who will work. And then on the next slide, Andrea. Ken helped pull some of this data, but 44% of our working age voucher, public housing, PBV, and project-based rental assistance household have no earned income. And that's 641 able-bodied adults who we assist who currently have no income. So, if we were to move towards work requirements, we think, that would encourage residents to build up their earned income and reduce long-term dependency on housing subsidies. And as y'all know, we have limited housing resources, so, but with more of our families working and earning income, chances are they're going to be moving out and moving on and opening up units that other families on the wait list also need. We also feel like we have a lot of partnerships in our community, and we think we could bring those partnerships to bear to help our residents prepare for employment, to look for employment, employment training courses. I saw the Wall Street Journal, I saved a photo of it, but the Wall Street Journal, Andrew, can you mute?
Hey, William, can you go to participants?
Oh.
Yep.
Mute your phone, please.
William, that 44%, that's excluding elderly disabled, right?
Just people who can work.
No, I just wanted to make sure, it wasn't.
I was going to say something about employment.
Talk about partnerships.
Oh, partnerships, yeah. Oh, the Wall Street Journal posted a graphic basically saying that nursing is kind of the new proven path to having a good income, a good family income, and it has it charts out everything, and nursing is just below having a bachelor's degree, and it's well above other classifications of education or job certifications and stuff. And so I know over the years we've also helped some of our residents get into the nursing field, and they've gone on to get what is it, an LPN or whatever.
CNA or an LPN.
Well, CNA is the entry level, but they've gone on several other levels.
One of the reasons that nursing is brought out as a prominent position is that it is AI proof. Okay? You cannot, well, no, an AI cannot take care of a person. Okay? When a person needs a bandage or a person is bleeding, you cannot use an AI to fix it.
That's right.
So a nursing career path is very significant for any person, man or woman, doesn't matter.
And on that too, when you talk about partnerships, I'm also on the board of the Pines, and they have a really good skilled nursing program there. It's something we might want to collaborate with them as far as.
Yeah, speak up a little.
If any of our residents might be interested, we might be able to partner with the Pines because they have a good skilled nursing
Yeah,
program.
that'd be great.
So when
Great idea.
Vivi was on the board, we had the one program where we were taking the students in partnership with the school board where they were able to get training. Is that something we're thinking about bringing back? Do you remember? So when the kids would go to school, their parents would literally get on the bus and they would go to.
Oh, that wasn't our program, but yeah, Alta Vista.
There we go.
I don't know if they're doing it anymore, but Alta Vista had a 2-gen program where the parents were on campus getting certifications in food prep and CNA and all kinds of stuff. But I don't know if that's still happening. I heard it wasn't, and the woman who was really driving a lot of that, Mary Tucker, left. I think she went to Career Source, something like that.
I mean,
but there's other opportunities.
whether it's like with a hospital
to partner with that,
like
yeah,
somebody,
for sure.
Yeah, I found those stats very helpful that you pulled up.
I mean, the economy.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Commissioner Mason.
I don't know, William, if I brought this up to you, but we really should look into, if we haven't already, partnering with Suncoast Workforce because they have programs and money to pay for trainings for nursing, a lot of different jobs. So if we haven't looked into it, I think we really should.
Yeah.
I know we did do that.
And
we worked with them on before.
Ken Waters is on the board at Suncoast Workforce, so he could be a resource for us.
Yeah, because we had a program set up in James Garden when we were doing those phases that we were partnering with Suncoast.
Yeah, we have partnered with them a number of times. Under TANF reform, work requirements contributed to a 50% drop in caseloads and significant increases in employment within 5 years.
What sheet are you in?
Several after that. That one.
Evidence in national context.
Moving to work, I mentioned that. Moving to work agencies have implemented work requirements, and they saw a measurable increase in resident earnings and reduced length of stay. States like Georgia and Kansas have implemented work requirements for SNAP, and they saw increased employment rates among able-bodied adult recipients. The next slide shows some housing authorities who are already doing this because they're moving to work. Champaign County in Illinois require individuals to work 15 plus hours a week, families 30 hours a week. 76 families had transitioned to self-sufficiency in 2025 alone, so in 1 year. San Bernardino County, they put a 5-year term limit for non-elderly, non-disabled voucher households. Full-time employment among participants increased by 20%. The Atlanta Housing Authority has work requirements. Applies across, its very large voucher and public housing portfolio. Remember, Atlanta houses thousands of people. They were also moving to work, and they consistently cite employment gains for non-elderly, non-disabled adults. And they adjusted, I guess, the hourly threshold to better reflect the gig economy scheduling. And then Charlotte Housing Authority, North Carolina, requires 20 hours a week for all work-able adults. They have a rigorous casual study. I don't know what that is. And it showed that unemployment dropped 11 to 13%. And majority of residents surveyed called the policy fair. I'll also say, because I heard at the presentation, but Champaign County, Illinois, the University of Illinois did a major study on the results of their policies, and they were very positive. Exceptions, so board and community questions, won't this harm vulnerable families? Exceptions would be built in. Exemptions for elderly residents, obviously those with disabilities, primary caregivers, those in approved education and or training. So only able-bodied working age adults would be affected. What about the administrative burden? Yeah, we would retain full discretion on the implementation, which obviously will work out if we decide to go down this path with the board. We already have resident services staff that have, offered and managed training and community service programming. We could do a phased rollout, building on our existing infrastructure. One of the big questions is, well, you can require people to work so many hours a week, but are there jobs out there? And we certainly believe there are. Like I said, our MSA added 5,300 jobs just last year. And, we know that there's...
What was the average pay for those 5,300?
I don't have that. Those statistics.
Just want to make sure it wasn't like $7 an hour.
Yeah. Well,
That's below the minimum wage.
The state minimum is going to be...
You know what I mean, though? Like
13, I think, in September.
Yeah. Sure.
And it's going up to 15.
Yeah,
I just
thought
had
it was-
$13
I
an
thought-
hour, so won't pay for it.
And to be honest with you, Walmart pays more than that.
No, I just want to make sure,
Yeah, Walmart won't give their employees full-time hours,
So, but they give them health care.
So,
unless they're full-time.
Yeah, they give the part-timers health care now.
All right, so
At least that's what they claim.
All right.
your recommendation is to.
And are time limits too harsh? Time limits would be discretionary, and that's a separate issue. And I'm not recommending that we tackle time limits right now.
We're not doing anything today. We're just investigating.
But I really wanted to initiate the discussion more about work requirements than time limits. So a phased, thoughtful implementation would be, obviously we need to wait for the final rule to come out. We need to look more into our resident employment data, identify households who would be subject to a requirement, and obviously consult with our legal counsel, and then design the program. We would need to define work activity hour thresholds. We would have to establish exemption criteria, who's exempt, who's not. There needs to be a hardship appeal process, obviously. And I did have a bullet for partnering with Career Source Suncoast and workforce agencies to help our residents get into the job market, employment market. And this is important, but to develop a resident communication plan. How are we going to communicate this? How are we going to have meaningful communication discussions with our residents? And then track employment, income, and housing outcomes, collect resident feedback, and report findings to the board on a quarterly basis.
So all of these are HUD recommendations.
It's just HUD's just making it. HUD's giving housing authorities the ability to implement either one of these or both of these if they so wish, and project-based rental assistance owners around the country as well. So.
I think if this is something we're looking at, we should really ramp up our FSS and homeownership programs.
Well, that was my suggestion to the assistant secretary, because I said, you know,
That's a good suggestion.
As families work more, if you don't have FSS, their rent is just going to keep going up and up and up. And then they don't really have the ability to like save and really make a bigger step towards self-sufficiency. But if they're earning more and being able to sock that away in their own account as we move forward, then a few years down the road, they're going to have meaningful cash savings that they otherwise are likely not going to be able to accumulate. So I agree.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
This was on my door when I just got home.
Oh.
Y'all read that.
Okay. All right.
Read it so they can know it.
No, I will, but we're wrapping up another
Yeah, she
agenda item.
talking about I got 7 days, gonna put me out. I said I can cut her out and stuff. So come in here.
Okay.
I just told y'all that. That's what I just, that was on my door just now when I got home.
Okay, we'll look at it.
I'll get it for you. I'll get it from
Yeah,
him.
I'm gonna get my Lord, it's something I ain't did now.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I agree. We need, definitely would ramp up. And, I mean, I would think there would be more demand also from our residents to sign up for family self-sufficiency program. All right, that's all I have on that.
Can we get that information as well? Was that included in our board packet?
Yes.
Okay.
But I can email it out
Thank you.
separately. And that.
Was the proposed rule in a notice?
You do?
No, it's just published in the Federal Register.
Interesting, so it's basically a revision of the old Brooke Amendment.
No, Brooke Amendment is more about rent and income calculation.
I just said it was a
Limiting
revision of it. Basically, because the Brooke Amendment stopped the ability for housing authorities to encourage people to work.
Well, it capped the amount of rent that residents would pay to 30% of their income, and it led to there being many more extremely low-income residents living in public housing.
Yeah, but living in public
Because
housing.
before that, it was more like workforce housing.
Generationally. In other words, there was no cap on the amount of time you
Correct.
could live there.
Correct.
That was the basis of the Brooke Amendment, if I remember correctly.
You could be right. I've never heard of
Doesn't
that.
matter. Well, that's what he told me.
I'm going to go look at that.
He told me that, so I did.
So I think we need to understand the argument against it too, right?
Yeah.
So
We need to
I'm
understand all.
happy to see that, you're taking the initiative and looking at the next steps. I mean, I know that we've been talking about, when we have our annual meetings, we talk about it all the time, about self-sufficiency in ways that residents might be able to help them do that, so.
I think we want to do anything we can to make sure that the
Like I
residents
said,
get a
on
fair
here too,
break.
it is part of our mission statement too. So.
Okay. What do we got next?
We have our resident council budget.
Oh, more fun. Okay. All righty. Do you want to prep us on that?
All right, so in your packet, you should have documents that look like this. There you go, right there.
Yeah.
So on the left was the budget that was approved a little over a year ago for the resident council. You see the different calculations and stuff, and that totaled $27,500. And of that amount, the HUD, prescribed tenant participation funds came up to $6,175. So the board added $21,325 to that for the resident council budget. Okay, so the next page. So Andrea and Valerie did a lot of work on this to kind of help the board understand, like, kind of line item by line item for the budget. And the stipends, which were budgeted for $9,000. So almost all of that has been spent. 8,717. So there's not much left in that line item. Meeting activities, we budgeted 192. They've spent 50. Outreach to, I guess events, outreach to residents. We had budgeted 3,088, and they've expended 944. Do you want me to just keep going down line item by line item?
We can see it.
Okay. Some of these, the blue line items are ones where we manage the funds and we pay, vendors directly. We pay the stipends to the resident council directly. We paid for the conference expense, which was a little over 9,000, as you see. We renew their memberships in NARSA and Low Income Housing Coalition, National Low Income Housing Coalition, as well as their SunBiz business license for their 501c3. And then the orange ones are managed by the resident council, and the green ones are funds that we, I guess, already paid previously.
So new to this, but half of the resident council's budget, well, I should say about a third of the residents council's budget goes towards conferences.
Yes. So that includes usually, what is it, Valerie, about 5 people, give or take?
4 to 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5 people. So that pays for their conference registration, hotel rooms, and travel.
There's only 4 this past year.
Yeah, so there were 4 this year who were able to
Okay.
go. So that's what that was.
It's just a significant expense, but I guess if it's useful, you get a lot of value out of it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We get to learn about the new rules and things that are coming up. And every year, probably every 6 months, but at least every year something changes in HUD. And there are speakers from HUD. There are speakers from all around. I encourage y'all to go to some conferences that we go to so you hear what we are being taught. There's a lot of things y'all don't know.
Of course. Yeah, I'm just thinking about impact, but would rely on, expertise from the resident council. If there's $10,000 is a lot of money, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't. Well, I guess y'all save a lot because I don't know how many of y'all go to conferences, but they get higher. It depends on where you're going, but it's always expensive. The flight's probably the cheapest thing. And then whatever organization is hosting the conference, if you get the early bird special, you do get a break. But the conference is worth it. I wish we could take more residents so that they could learn many things that they're not going to learn just sitting around. But it's very useful.
Understood. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So there's two issues that I think the board needs to discuss, if not act on, today, or if you want, we could discuss it now and then, take it up at the next meeting if you wanted to. But they have 3,087 left that was unexpended from this past year's budget, and they've requested to carry that over into the new year. And then, of course, the board would need to approve a new budget for the next year ahead. So those are two separate issues on that.
But the amount is pretty much the same as it was last year, then, right? $27,040, so it's $400 less. I know they didn't expend as much, but the budget last year was $27,500. Now it's $27,460.
Yeah.
So.
Well, this
is that right? Is that what I'm reading it? And then they rolled over the 3,000.
I think this is what they're requesting. Is that right?
The 2026 one is, yes.
This is what the resident council is
Right.
requesting.
I'm just saying, like last year was $27,500, so it's
basically the same budget.
Yeah, and they're rolling over 3,000, so it's technically a little bit less because they're rolling over 3,000, and then they're rolling over the 3,000 they didn't expend last year.
Well, I think that would be in addition.
No.
Well,
We
your total
can
here
roll
adds
it
up
over.
to 27,460, and that's with it.
No, we're giving them the
okay.
same budget.
Okay, I
last
see
year,
what you
yeah.
mean.
Yeah, so it's, and I'm glad, it's good that I see that, that they went through it, and I like how the spreadsheets work, so we can see, what was actually spent versus wasn't.
Well, I think Andrew did that.
No, yeah, I'm just saying
I like the Excel.
it's helpful to see that.
Okay,
And then-
thanks, Andrew.
And it'll work in the same manner too, at least you'll know, even if we approve a budget, again, they could have some that they didn't spend, and that will basically be represented in the.
Mr. Chairman,
And then, I'm sorry, go ahead, I'll have one question after you.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
if the discussion is over, I'd like to move to approve the request to carry over.
I just had one quick question.
Yeah, I'll second that. Commissioner.
I just said I had one quick question.
Oh,
before
sorry.
we go to vote.
I thought you said that was my quick
Okay,
question.
no.
Yeah.
I was just curious. I know that we, forget it. I'm sorry. I know that because I was just thinking that I know we approved the budget, but that was for 2027, not 2026. So what do we have in the budget for this year in our overall budget allocated?
Well, they didn't spend everything they got last year. So
I'm just wondering in our overall budget that we have, what do we have our placeholder for them currently?
I don't recall. I have to look it up. And it's honestly, we have to pull it out of
different pots.
cost center budgets.
Okay, Carolyn, Ms. Mason, I'm done with my questions. If you want to move forward.
So we have a motion to approve the carryover and a second to approve the carryover.
That's
Approving the
3,000.
carryover as including to build it up to the 27,460.
Just to carry over the three.
Just the carryover.
You mean, so we're going to give them an extra $3,000 this year?
Well, all you're voting on is just carrying over 3,000.
Whether
It
or
doesn't
not we
impact
agree with
anything
carrying
else.
over their savings or not.
I'm confused. So we're not voting on the overall budget?
It's not the motion that was.
Why don't we just vote on the overall budget?
Well, she does, because I explained that there are two decisions you need to make.
Right.
One is, are you allowing them to carry over what was unspent?
But do you mean carried over in addition to what we're allocating them?
Correct.
So that would mean
Not-
we're
it's not
allocating.
carrying over at all.
Breakdown, it's included.
It's included in the breakdown.
I mean, a lot,
Where?
in some budgeting, they say if you don't spend it, you lose it.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, well, in this case, they're saying, we didn't spend it, we would like your approval to allow us to carry that $3,000 forward and let us spend it this year.
So
That
in
is
other
the-
words,
that's the only question that.
what you're basically telling me is we'd be carrying it over so that they would.
It's included
It's
in the budget.
included in the
It's
27.
It's included in the 27. That's fine.
Yeah, and it's less than it's less than
All
it was
right.
last year.
I
Commissioner
got it.
Mason made the motion
Okay.
just
Okay.
on the carryover.
Call the question.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Who seconded it? Jack, I assume. Oh,
Yeah, surprise.
Yeah.
okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none.
Okay,
the
now
order
I will make a
passes.
motion to approve the overall budget then of $27,460.
Which includes the
Yes.
carryover. Okay,
Aye.
that's
Aye.
fine.
You
I'll
have a
second that as well.
Each second.
I'm sorry, what?
All those in,
The motion to approve the budget of $27,460 for the resident council.
Did you get a second?
Yes.
Okay,
Phil?
all right.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. The motion
Driving
carries.
For 2 years like we just-
I'm going to Carolyn's ear.
Okay.
Okay. What we got after that?
Just program updates. I can see.
Okay.
My phone's been blowing up. Okay. Hey, sorry, this is a long one. It's usually short.
Okay, we got program updates. We're gonna accept those by consent, so we can be done with this. Does anybody have any individual questions on any of the program updates?
Yes,
No.
Chair Ernestine?
No, I don't have any.
Okay. All those in favor? It's been moved and seconded by
I'll second again.
Commissioner Morgan?
Commissioner Morgan and seconded by Philip, Commissioner DeMara.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, it passes unanimously. Okay,
Commissioner
This is the
announcements?
last
I
one.
got it, I'm looking at it. I'm trying to decide whether I want to.
We have another meeting, you can talk about it then. Oh, okay.
I don't want to talk about it. Any commissioner announcements?
No.
I'll just, some final statements on this. I think this was a great meeting. It was certainly long, awesome update about kind of conversations or the experiences offered to residents. But that was great. And then also the other side of the coin, which is HR, discussing a lot of the data behind their surveys. I think obviously we're a very well-run organization. So I just wanted to say thank you and recognize that.
Okay. Dave? Commissioner Mason, anything on updates? Hearing none. Ernestine?
No, I have none. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
Thank you for
We
coming.
still have another meeting.
Don't go so fast.
Oh, wait, I have a couple of things.
Oh, God.
Okay,
No.
Oh, glad to come up.
this is really important. So, we are going to have, the Community Foundation doesn't do this every year, but April 15th at noon
Thanksgiving
to
Tuesday.
April 16th to noon is the Giving Challenge, and I would like to ask all of our board members if they would be so kind to donate for our Youth Thrive programming. And just as a reminder, every donation up to $100 gets matched by the Patterson Foundation. So please mark your calendars. I will send out reminders, but there are times where we apply for grants and they ask, okay, you're asking us for a grant, but report on the financial participation of your board. What percentage of your board members contribute to, the nonprofit or 501c3? So it's awesome to be able to show them a really good number on that. So that's my first
I just had a
announcement.
question on that. So it's only up to $100.
Yeah.
That gets matched.
Yeah.
That gets
You
my
can
check.
give more than that.
But can we do Youth Thrive and something else related to it, or is it all lumped in?
It's all really,
Isn't it?
it's all really for Youth Thrive.
But it's every unique donor, so if you have a wife with a different credit card.
That's right. And
Are you trying to game the system?
It's legal to do it now.
I'm sure a lot of organizations.
So campaign contributions.
and I will email this out, but
It's
Set
part
up
of the
for it.
SHC budget.
Set up for it.
but as the board has discussed, we're going to have a memorial plaque on the Cypress Square Clubhouse. That's going to be an educational plaque about the people who had courts named after them in our former Newtown Heights development. And Walter Davis? Gilbert Davis.
Walter Gilbert.
No.
Walter Gilbert.
Now you're confusing me.
It is Walter.
It's not
Okay,
hard.
Walter Gilbert. He's been helping me with some of the history, and he couldn't find anything on a couple of people. And I reached out to the city historian, and she reached out to the Sarasota County Historical Archives. And believe it or not, I found awesome stuff on the two people on my own, not through them.
Through AI.
Just go to ChatGPT.
I will give credit to Claude AI, but I was diligent in finding it. So I'm like, these were important people. We got to find out, what they did, how they contributed. So we have really good information on Carver Court, Bethune Court, Reed Court, Mays Court, Gregg Court, and Gore Court. I'm going to email this out to the board. And I would like to ask you to read through it. And if you feel like it's missing something, or you think there's an interesting historical fact or two that you think should be included in the description, please let me know. Once we get it kind of buttoned up, I'm going to send it to the State Historic Preservation Office. They want to see it and kind of give their stamp of approval for it. But anyway, we've made a lot of progress on that, so I'll send
So
that
each
out.
plaque will have all
The plaque will
each
have,
one, all that.
yeah.
Not
A
all
lot
of
of
it.
letters.
I know, it is.
All of it.
I know. We may have to truncate it just a little bit.
Just a
Okay, for each
little.
letter?
You think? There's like 4 pages of stuff there.
Yeah. No, it's a little over. It's not even 3 pages.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I think we can adjourn SHA and
Awesome.
That's very nice.
reconvene as the nonprofit.
All right, everybody's got their stuff in.
I had to do it. So, 6:21 adjourned?
Yeah, that's fine.